What's up, sheeples of the interwebs? Welcome back to another episode of Dragon Builds. On this episode, I will be going back to the Vadak Creative server. And just to recap, last time I showed you around the Vadak Creative server, showed you a couple commands, and we were still wondering as to what I was going to build, terrain specifically. But I feel that I've gotten that done, and I'm just going to show you a little clip of me measuring out the plot size, just show you how big of an area that I have to work with. So, we'll be right back. And we're back. So, as you can see, pretty massive size. In fact, I'm going to go down there in 1 second to show you. And right now, I decided that I would probably show you my palette that I'm going for my terrain. Now, to start us off, I'm working with clay. It's very simple. I like the color of this. It's a real nice in between like snow and ice color. Really good for like, I don't know, like snowy like rocks instead of just normal stone. That's really gray. It has like a little like bluish tint to it, as you can see. Like, just looks a little more blue in between. Like, if these were mixed, I think it'd make clay. It's a very good material to work with. So that's my base. Then I mixed it in with some snow because it's winter wonderland. I should probably tell you this. My terrain is gonna be winter wonderland ice themed, like snowy ice. That's my terrain. And I think with structures, I'm gonna mix it up with some like futuristic instead of going with the rustic that a lot of people end up doing. I'm gonna try doing something else, something different. Usually I go with a lot more rustic or sometimes modern, but I've never really gone for the futuristic look. So I'm gonna try doing futuristic. And that's why I think my Dragon Guides series will help me discover more futuristic taste, because on each one of my episodes I'm going to try doing a specific style, going from redstone to a wool sheep feel, because we're Steel Team Sheep, rustic, and futuristic. So I think those are my 5. No, that was 4. And my 5th one is stylish, just going for anything probably modern, but anything that looks stylish. It can be from any category, but just has to look stylish in my opinion. So I think with the stylish and the futuristic, I'm going to go for the more sleek look, which is the look I'm going for. So more like this sign, for example. I think this sign looks really amazing. I like the work I've done with it. I know it's just a plain old sign, but I think it has really cool, nice curves. And that's what I'm trying to go for with the city. Just really nice curves, like some sleek edges, just something like that. Not too flat and boring. Probably going to use a lot of glass and quartz, because usually on structure I get hung up on a couple of blocks and I can't do anything else. But back to the terrain palette, going for clay, snow, packed ice, ice, and just a tad bit of diamond, just to spruce things up. If you guys have any suggestions for anything else to add to my palette, I am looking forward to that. I've done a lot of work with the palette so far, but I will be looking to add more things to the palette. I've looked through the list. I cannot find anything I really want to add. The glass on this texture pack kind of looks like glass. Like, I don't really want to use it for terrain because it will just stand out looking like panes, especially the white glass. I might try using some glass because the glass looks really nice, but I'm not sure if it'll work really well with the palette choice. So I really wanted to use the diorite and andesite, but this pack unfortunately hasn't been updated yet. I've been keeping tabs on it every now and then. Haven't seen a new update. I'm pretty sure that if they do it, because the mod pack is made for a specific server, and until like we get mods supported for 1.8, I really doubt that they're gonna update, which is unfortunate. But I don't know. I might have to use a different texture pack, even though I love this one. I've fallen in love with this texture pack. It's amazing, but fortunately we might have to use another one. I might go with Conquest. Aether's Ascended is based off Conquest, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm maybe thinking John Smith, but John Smith, like this texture pack used to be based off John Smith, but I'm gonna switch to John Smith and just show you like what it looks like. Oops. It's a lot less sleek. I feel like it's more blocky, I think, in my opinion. Just going from Aether's Ascended to John Smith, it's a lot more blocky. I think Aether's has a really good sleek look, and come on, computer, come on, I know you want to work. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, I actually like some things about this better, but I don't know. I don't really like the quartz look, which is a huge problem if I'm working with modern. Glass, I don't know, but it is updated to 1.8, but I also feel like some of the 1.8 kind of looks rough. Oh, sorry, it's 1.7 server, so I can't actually place it down for you, but I feel that a lot of the textures for 1.8 have been rushed and don't look quite as nice as all the other blocks. I do like their stone and cobblestone though, a huge thing I like, and that's probably a big thing for survival, but for creative build where I try to limit myself on not using those types of block variants because it's overdone, it's kind of hard picking out what's really good with this texture pack. A lot of things just seem like they're retextured and that's it. Like this glass just seems retextured for the different colors and that's it. Whilst with the Aether's Ascended has actually different textures. I mean, some of them have been copied, but it just seems like a lot more thought has been put into it. I mean, there are very good things with Aether's Ascended. There's very good things with John Smith. I personally like Aether's Ascended better. Just, I don't know, my opinion. If you guys have another texture pack you want me to see, please tell me. I wonder if you put that instead, if it'll look any better. I actually like that better. It looks more sleek, less curved. Curved is nice, but sometimes it's a little bit too much because this thing. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, now let's switch back to. Oh, I also like the HUD way better in John Smith. Like, it seems a lot more professional. I love it. Love it so much. But let's switch back to Aether's Ascended. Excuse 1.7. But let's get on and I will show you my plot finally. I'll stop showing you this stuff that you don't really want to see, and let's drop to the ground. Am I dropping? Okay, no, I'm not. Boom. Okay. As you can see, I've done a lot of terrain. If it'll load up. And you're probably wondering why I curved it in so much if we're only gonna see one side. And that is because if you could see, I used glass and I've tried to really incorporate it into my build. And as you can see, I dug out right here. That's because I actually plan on putting glass at the bottom too, right here, and also adding depth to the bottom too. But I'm still working on that, and it'll be a hard thing to do considering it's not very low. I'll probably have to dig out a couple more blocks underneath, but that's what I'm planning to do, and I think it has a really cool look to it. Very original, I feel. I haven't really seen much with this. I've seen like one plot incorporate the ice to see the back of it, but he only did like patches of it while I'm doing the entire terrain like that. Shout out to him. Don't know his plot name actually. We might have to go look for it. I think I know where it is, but it was a very cool concept, and I thank you for that, sir. But that's the cool thing about plots. You can check out other plots, and you can incorporate some of their ideas into yours. I mean, don't like steal too much. Try to put your own spin on it, or try to exaggerate on that like I did, or under-exaggerate if you want to do that. But I don't know. It's a plot server, and I feel that since it's a plot server, you can incorporate other examples and stuff into it. Now, as you can see, I've also been trying to figure out like how I would do the terrain, and I tried to go in really rough bottom to it, and then after that, if we go over here, you will see that I try smoothing it out with the ice in a cool, like, I don't know, style. Wait, yeah, like, I feel I did a lot more than this. There might have been a reset, but I felt like I got a little more than, maybe not, but I'm trying to go, yeah, I've definitely done more than this. But I'm trying to like, I'm not going to use just ice, but ice will be used a lot. And then I go in and replace some with snow. I'm trying to use not too much packed ice because I think it'd be too much, and packed ice looks very, very nice in this texture pack, but I don't want to overuse it like I do with some blocks sometimes, and I feel that's one of my major problems with building, so I'm going to try changing that. I also want to incorporate some clay because it is the base. I still want to have it on the top, but because it's more like a stone, I don't want to incorporate it too much. Just like in normal vanilla Minecraft, you're not just going to see a ton of stone popping out of the ground. So I'm just going to incorporate tiny bits of it, like here and there and stuff and things, as Slipgate would say. Good YouTuber, by the way. But that's just my opinion on the buildings, and that's how I plan on doing this part. Now, if you can see right here, I have this little like cliffhanger. Yeah, I remember. There's definitely been a slight reset because I remember putting an iron block thing right here to mark out where I would be showing you how I did this. It was right around here. So there's definitely been a slight reset. I didn't do too much, so I'm glad about that. But I did do a little bit, so that's a little upsetting, but I don't know what happened, maybe hackers or stuff, but I haven't actually been playing on the server too much recently. In fact, pretty much just a little bit yesterday, maybe a week before. But maybe after the video, I spent like the next week getting all ready for my next video, and the audio didn't save. Frustrating, very frustrating. But I suppose that happens to everybody. So, you could probably tell, but I've done organics already. I'm a huge fan of organics. I wouldn't claim myself to be too good at it, but I'm trying, and this is what I came up with. I mean, I'm actually kind of happy that there's these like snow layers, because I can just add a little more depth and detail to the eyes. And I think that looks pretty nice. And it's my squidopus, because if you've ever seen pictures of a squid or an octopus, you will know that squids, like legs, tentacle thingies, they don't come out like this. They're more like just straight, like a pencil, and just like the tentacles curve into a stick kind of way. It's weird, but octopus have more of these types of tentacles, legs thingies. However, they don't have this type of head. Their head is more like bubbled out like that. So I tried to incorporate them both into this build, and I'm naming him Josh. His name is Josh. Josh. Don't worry, a sheep will be incorporated somehow into this build. In fact, he'll probably be hidden, because you know, SEALTEAMSHEEP. He has to be hidden. In fact, he's probably been targeted to assassinate Josh, because Josh. Well, I may like him. He's done some bad things in the past. Oh, Josh. Why, Josh? Why, Josh? Why? I'm just gonna take a screenshot. And plop. Boom. Screenshot. That'll be the thumbnail. Yeah, Josh. We know your secrets. We know you're a bad guy. And we'll be taking you out. You're on the list. Expect us. Okay, so enough with the playing around. As you can see, I did a really like sharp edged like cliff. I think it's coming out nice so far. I really like it. I feel like there's maybe too much detail in the top and not enough in the middle, but I think that might be a good thing, maybe. I mean, it looks better that way, but so I tried adding more detail over here, and it also looks nice. So I don't know what to say. Like, you might be able to tell, but like there's a drastic art change from there to here, and it's pretty much because when I build for like maybe like a couple hours, and then I don't play for like a couple days. When I come back, my art style just changes. This sucks sometimes, because I'll have come up with a really good one in the past, and I just forgot how to do it, or just switched up my art style, and I don't even know why I changed my art style. I don't look at other people's builds, I just change it. And you might be able to see that in my past plot, where it was really massive, and well, my plot style had to change. So some of the spikes look different from the others, some of the arcs look different, but I think that might be a good thing for that build, because it's supposed to be like spontaneous, while this one, it's a cliff line. Like, I don't know if anyone else will be able to see it. I might have to get rid of these, but I don't know, I kind of like them. So, I don't know. I'll have to think about that, but it's just an idea to think of getting rid of this. Even though I don't really want to, I might have to, just so it correlates with the rest of it. So, that's just a little tidbit on my build style. Like, I actually change, and that's probably one of my biggest flaws in building, and it's quite fatal. I'm also not going to keep this as a grass type ocean bottom. It's going to be a clay, it's going to start off with clay, and then I'm probably going to replace it with mainly snow, ice, packed ice, not a lot of diamond. Pretty much just like there. Maybe a lot more clay though. Instead of going less clay, I'm probably going to do maybe like 50 clay, maybe like 25% snow, 12% ice, and now 1% diamond. That's my plan, and I'm probably not gonna stick to it, knowing my art style. Okay, and well, that's pretty much just basics of what I'm doing on my terrain. And why don't I show you how I did it? So, you start out with a blank canvas. Okay, it's not blank. You start out with the basic general shape of what you want your terrain. And you do this in your base color. For that's mine is clay. And then you go to your secondary color. And I try to make mine snow. I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a bit of snow. So let's just start adding snow. And for what I did, I tried to like connect the snow like connected. And that's maybe a little too much. So we'll do some here. Add some right there, and boom. So like that, a little connected. And let's unconnect it right here, and let's there. Boom. We don't want too much going straight. We don't want anything that looks man-made. We want it looking all natural. This is a main problem I find that a lot of people have, and that is making it look natural, making it look random instead of like that. Like you can see it looks kind of awkward having that huge diagonal curve to it. And it might take a little bit, like it might take you a full minute in just doing a small design, and that could be frustrating to you, but it's what I do. I think it pays off. That's just how I feel. So let's just maybe like that. Boom, 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 and let's just boom. And it's okay if you have a lot of snow in one place, because this is actually the secondary layer. I don't know why I'm taking so much time on it. A lot of it, well, not a lot of it, a good portion of it will be changed out to another layer, another color. Because as you can see, this is a lot more snow than over here. So then we go to our third color on our palette, and that is, for me, ice. I try to stick a lot of ice in the bottom because that's where you'll end up seeing through in detail the other stuff. But I did want to try to add some over here. Let's go ahead and put some clay here and ice up here. And for the packed ice, I tried putting the packed ice more to the bottom because it's packed, and I felt that for it to be packed, it has to be, you know, closer to the bottom where there's more layers on top of it. But I also tried putting some towards the middle and some at the very top, because this is Minecraft. It doesn't have to necessarily make sense. And packed ice here just looks amazing. Now, I do not want to put any diamonds on this first layer, because diamonds, a thing that you want to know is anything that has block in its name usually is not good as a normal layer. You can use it to spruce things up, add a little like pop to it, but you cannot make a build made out of just blocks, or it looks weird. I mean, blocks of quartz are different. Blocks of coal can be used if you're doing like a really dark feel, but in general, iron, gold, diamond, emerald, those are generally not blocks you want to use in mass because they're overused, and people use them in creative because they think they're expensive. But let's get it straight, you're in creative, nothing is expensive to you anymore. So you need to stop putting your survival senses into building. I mean, if you did it completely survival and you're trying to show off, that's a different thing. But if you're doing creative is more towards actually the looks, the aesthetics, not towards showing off. Or that's just my opinion, but I don't know. I don't think it's towards showing off too much, and that's just my opinion. Okay, as you can see, I went for like very, very simple ice behind it and trying to match up with the layer above it, well, in front of it, I should say. Not too much. As you can see, I didn't do it exactly. It looked kind of weird. So, and then I did the same thing with this layer to the layer on top of that. So try to make it like same but different, if you get what I mean. And for this one, instead of just layering it all in clay, clay is still our base layer, but I'm just gonna do a lot more random, because they're not gonna see the exact color of it through the ice because it's so dark. I'm gonna try to add lighting to it. I don't know how, because ice actually does melt on this server, and that's one of the problems I have with the server. And let's just layer this whole thing, making it so no ice can actually see. And then let's add the packed ice and the diamond. Don't add ice to it, because then you can actually see through the hollow point of your build. Now, if we look around, I don't think you can see any ice except for there. But that's because we're going to keep extending it on after, off camera maybe. Or maybe we'll do a speed up bit. Speedy up bit. And just try to get that all done. Because I feel that you guys probably don't want to see me struggling through the first 10 episodes just doing terrain. That will get very boring very, very quickly. And I don't want to put you guys through that. Okay, so now we're going to go to our diamond. Now you don't want to use too much diamond, maybe 1 or 2 for this little segment. I say 2 is probably good for this segment. If you want, you can use 3. But if we do, we don't want them putting them too close to the other, so let's just replace that with cracked ice. Now that looks really nice, I think. We should probably check from the other side, but yeah, let's do it. And as you can see, you can still see that it's clay and diamond and all that, but it's a lot less. It's a lot more toned down than the original layer. Like putting out this. Wow, I tried to point with my actual finger. Like, as you can see, this clay is a lot more edgy, popping out. Wow, the clay behind there is more like, it's just a more subtle clay. And yes, it still contrasts with the snow over there, but it's a lot more subtle. And I think turning it down might actually be a good thing. But so if we do add light, I don't want it to be like too much light, but I still do want to have a bit of light. Now as you can see, I'm just okay. I was having a bit of lag there. I am just tunneling this out, so when we're doing it later, adding ice, I don't have to worry about doing the entire thing. Now, I just want to do that just there. I don't want to keep going through the entire thing, because it actually is harder to build with it being more poked out, because I'll actually have to go to that side of the block instead of just going down like that. So, I don't know. Just what I want to do. So, that's how I did the terrain. And it's what I'm trying to plan for my terrain. Now, I'm going to check how long I've been recording. And I'll probably be back. And if I'm not, well, I don't know what to tell you guys. And I'm back. Sorry guys, but from the looks of it, it seems like the episode is running to its end. So it looks like you won't be seeing a speedy up bit. And I'm just going to leave you with a... Don't forget to eat that list, like... I can't talk today. Don't forget to eat that like and subscribe button. Comment on the things you need to comment on. And we'll see you guys in our next episode.